So, breaking news update, folks. New Zealand are through to the T20 World Cup Super 8. While it was something that was never likely going to be in any doubt, there certainly was a little bit of doubt as to how they would fare in this match against Canada after the first innings, in which Canada managed a fairly respectable score, you can say, of 173 for 4, aided in no small part by a century from Yuvraj Singh Samra, 19-year-old, who, yes, has been named after Yuvraj Singh or the Indian legend. But New Zealand made the win look like an absolute walk in the park. They chased down the total in just 15.1 overs. So, what that means is that not only have they booked their spot into the next round, they gave their net run rate a healthy little boost as well. Not that it will matter much now because there's proceedings and all that stuff. But it's a good way to ensure that they enter the next round with a pretty dominant win. And this really was, you could say, a story of two halves, because at one point in time, you're thinking with Canada batting first for New Zealand, the thought process would have been that, look, let's get them out quickly. Let's keep a low total. Let's win it in dominant fashion to ensure that we head into the next round. Because again, a win was all that New Zealand needed. They too have now reached 6 points along with South Africa. So they are through, done and dusted. No problem whatsoever. However, Yuvraj Singh Samra had other ideas. He was doing rather well for them as an opener. Even prior to this, he has, of course, shown his explosive batting styles in the past. He's got a 15-ball half century also. But again, fact that he would go on to get a century, and that too against a full member nation, I don't think anyone was expecting that. So it was a really good knock. There was just one small problem. He didn't quite receive enough support from anyone else in the batting lineup. The next highest score was from skipper Dilpreet Bajwa, who got 36. There was not even like another couple of maybe quick fire 30s, 40s that could have pushed the total closer to 200. No. Then you've got Navneet Dhaliwal with 10 runs, Nicholas Curtin with 2, and Harsh Thakur and Dylan Halanger with 3 and 8 runs. So, not really exactly what you'd be expecting as far as top contributions. So Yuvraj's century was good, but as I said, it was pretty much the only major contribution in that inning. So there was a thought process that there were runs on offer, and that New Zealand, maybe the only thing that could undo them is if the pitch slowed down a little bit come the second innings. But even that didn't happen. It remained true, and it was pretty evident from the first over itself when Tim Seifert and Finn Allen went absolutely berserk. Seifert eventually departed early, and Finn Allen also fell courtesy of a really good catch by Shivam Sharma. But all that did was bring Rachan Ravindra and Glenn Phillips to the crease, and both of them batted like they had a point to prove. I mean, Phillips in particular was imperious, 76 of 36 with 4 fours and 6 sixes. Phenomenal innings. Rachan Ravindra was second best, and saying second best to someone who's batting at a strike rate of over 150 is quite something. But again, 59 of 39 with 4 fours and 3 sixes. So it was a good partnership from both of them. They ended up putting together a unbeaten 146-run stand that ensured the New Zealand were comfortably into the next round, and that they won the game quite easily. So wow, now what's happened is, as Venkatesh in the comments points out, is that now Afghanistan are eliminated. Yes, that's correct, because they would have needed New Zealand to lose today and then maybe win their next game, but they have still needed a major win because, again, net run rate was a problem. Now, South Africa and New Zealand are the teams that have qualified for the Super Sixes, and in fact, even Super Eights rather. In fact, even the Super 8 brackets now looks very, very clear. There's only two teams who can still make it. South Africa have qualified, the West Indies have qualified, and India has also qualified. After that, you've got New Zealand, who sealed their qualification thanks to this match. England have also qualified, and you've got Sri Lanka as well, the co-hosts, who sealed their qualification yesterday when they beat Australia. And as Venkatesh also points out, Zimbabwe, yes, they could very well be the next they are the next a team who could face their or confirm their qualification. Why? Because they will be taking on Ireland after this. The match starts at 3 o'clock. So if Zimbabwe win this match, then they'll also be through. However, if Ireland somehow win, then Zimbabwe might have to wait a little bit longer because their own fate is in their hands. They've got 2 games left, and all they need to do is win at least one of them. Although their next game is against Sri Lanka. So if I'm Zimbabwe, I look to beat Ireland, confirm my qualification, no problems whatsoever. So that is how things stand right now. I'll just take a couple of your comments before we call it quits. So you've got this one user asking if India wins the World Cup, so will Sky remain the captain or will he change? I mean, for all you know, they may just look to go for a change anyway because Sky, he's not getting any younger. Although it wouldn't surprise me if he chose to stay on as a batter because he's really only a one format player at this point in time. And I don't think his batting, obviously, he had that really lean patch in form. But since then, I think he's rebounded just fine. But that's a question that we'll answer properly once we really get to the end of the tournament, assuming India are hoisting that World Cup over their heads or not. So that is the breaking news update. New Zealand have become the sixth team to qualify for the Super 8s. Two spots remain. Can Zimbabwe join them there? We'll know once their match against Ireland is done and dusted. Thank you so much for joining us on this particular breaking news update. As always, if you enjoy our work, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon. Follow us also on social media. We are available on Instagram, X, and Facebook. And don't forget to stay tuned for more such updates throughout the day from the world of sport. For now, from me, it is goodbye.